Oklahoma City has had some issues with games like that this year.
Yeah, we extend that even out to 5 minutes now, Chris. The last 5 minutes within 5 or less is where Oklahoma City this year has really struggled. Bad field goal percentage, almost half of their shots coming from the three-point line. And you can see the numbers here where the struggle has been real for OKC. And you know, Sam was making the point earlier, when you bring all these stars together, all of a sudden you have to figure out a way to play together. This was a possession last Thursday in the TNT game that we had on. Look at Carmelo Anthony's activity here and tell me how hard this is to defend. It's not at all. There's no engagement in the play. 24 seconds go by. He finally gets it and makes a play here. You'll see him get it back for the three. But he moved probably a total of 8 feet in about 35 seconds.
Energy conservation.
Yeah, exactly. Here, Russell comes off. Watch the confusion. Again, it's a 4-point deficit for OKC. Melo pointing, asking Robertson to go the other way. He sets a screen. He ends up going to the other side of the floor, where all of a sudden he's in the way of Steven Adams now on the roll. Watch Millsap come up and strip the ball. This also gives you poor defensive balance when you turn the ball over. One more possession we'll look at. Russell coming off the pick. And this is after the other possessions. Now, look, I know Russell Westbrook can do that at any time. We've seen him break down 5 men, drive in, score, get and ones, yell at the crowd, step to the free throw line, and make the free throw and go on to win basketball games. But what happens is those plays, like the one in Sacramento, the one in Denver, they're coming out of frustration because nothing's happening prior to those, Sam. And you mentioned the shots are down for Russell. He's trying to explore that. But none of these guys are in the type of lather that they're used to, being guys that have the ball, being guys that are set up in positions where they normally score. That's been problematic. Not something that cannot be solved by these guys sacrificing, by moving and getting more involved. But for right now, OKC is struggling to find their way.
Yeah, and when you look at this team, the way it's put together, look, Paul George can score the basketball. He can shoot. Carmelo Anthony can score the basketball. He can shoot. But they're not what we call shooters. They're not Kyle Korver, those type of guys. So when Russ goes into his plays and they're breaking the game down, it's end of game, and he goes into his go to work and he makes that pass, if he makes it late into the shot clock, you're throwing the ball to Paul George or Carmelo Anthony, who are not spot-up, stand-still shooters. These guys are scorers, so they're used to catching the ball, getting in triple threat, and then reading the defense, and then making a decision whether to shoot, drive, or pass. But so when you're OKC and you're Billy Donovan, maybe you start your offense a little bit earlier. Maybe you do that to get Russ, because on that drive, he's got to make that pass to get the offense moving. Because as Brent pointed out, if Carmelo Anthony is going to stand 25 feet from the basket for 35 seconds and not move more than 8 feet, then that's a recipe for disaster. You're not utilizing him well. He's not giving himself a chance. And then they're just too easy to load up on, because, again, when you're just standing there, it's easy to chase out to those guys without any movement, because I can now turn and lock in on the ball because I know Melo's standing right there in cement boots because he's not moving without the basketball.